fans, welcome inside the FanDuel Sportsbook here at the Meadowlands. It's been a minute since we were here. I'm excited to be back in these digs. It's week 3, and we're betting it. Thanks for hanging with us. I'm Lisa Kerney alongside the best betting experts in the business. Roll call. What's up, guys? These guys are breaking down the biggest games of the week, dropping their best bets on the board. Plus, of course, we've got your best value DFS plays as well as we do every single week. And a quick reminder, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. We're giving new users a risk-free bet up to $1,000. Be sure to plug in that promo code. It's going to be right there at the bottom of your screen all show long. More ways, 1,000. You're going to get a risk-free bet up to $1,000 just for playing with us. All right, time to kick this thing off, and we start with a huge NFC matchup of two undefeated teams. We've got the Bucs on the road in LA taking on the Rams. Let's get right into it here in week 3. Rams wide receiver Cooper Kupp off to a hot start this season. So much fun to watch play. Tied for the league with 16 receptions, third in yards. As for the Bucs, we know return to all starters from last year's Super Bowl win. They look just as good. Off to a 2-0 start, no surprise there. But 79 points combined in those two games, the most in the league. Want to welcome in a special guest here joining us this week, Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Favre with us. Yes, talk to us about his thoughts on just how far this Bucs team can go. Hey, Brett.
Whether you like the Buccaneers or not, they have everyone back. They're 2-0 at this point. A lot of football left to play, but Tom Brady's playing outstanding football, as you would expect. So they're the team. I mean, if everything goes according to plan, they win it. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it.
No excuses there for Tampa Bay. Back-to-back for the Bucs, says Brett. Thank you, Brett. We'll hear more from Brett here a little later in the show. Dave and Ed, one of the teams that could prevent the Bucs from repeating, of course, these Los Angeles Rams, who, by the way, have the 4th shortest Super Bowl odds. L.A., a 1.5-point home underdog with Tampa Bay in town. Dave, who are you taking in this one?
I'm taking the Rams. So I guess the question is, would a loss to the Rams be considered things going according to plan for the Bucs? Because last year, the Bucs actually lost to the Rams in Tampa. Now they have to come to L.A. after 2 home games, their first game, and have to travel all the way to the West Coast. I think that the Rams are just the better team regardless. And I think the Rams are the Super Bowl winner this year. I've liked them to begin with, but I've loved what I've seen from their defense versus what I've seen from Tampa's defense. Tampa's defense giving up 54 points so far to teams that have only averaged 13 in their other games. And Tom Brady in 2 games against the Rams under Sean McVay, 66.9 quarterback rating, where his career average is 97. Sean McVay knows how to stop Tom Brady, and he's going to do it yet again.
We saw a phenomenal defensive performance from Tampa Bay from last year's playoffs, but I have some real concerns about if that's going to persist this season, in part because, look, through just 2 games this season, EPA per dropback, the Buccaneers are 22nd in that department, and now they get a really tough matchup with Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp. Combined, this quarterback-wide receiver duo has the 2nd highest total EPA in the NFL. So that side of the ball looks like the Rams should be able to dominate. On the other side, yeah, Tom Brady, yeah, he could keep up, but, Dave, as you mentioned, Rams defense, a lot of household names. They should be able to shine in this one. I think it's the Bucs defense that's a big question mark for me. I'm taking the Rams as well.
Guys, plus money, getting points there at home. A very good team at that. Again, plus 1,300 to win the Super Bowl at their home stadium in SoFi. Lots more to come on those Rams, but want to get the right take there. So we're going to get out to Chicago, bring in our NFL expert, Cole Wright. Hey, Cole, huge NFC matchup. You heard the guys take. Which team do you have winning this game, and by how many points?
Well, Dave and Ed, I thought you were better than that going with the Rams, but I guess that's what I get for thinking, because people that keep doubting Tom Brady, well, eventually you're going to learn. He's just a shade under 700 passing yards, completion percentage right at 65%, 9 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions, and the Bucs, well, their offense, it's rolling. Now, we know the Rams defense, they're as good as it gets. We saw Aaron Donald didn't really check in on the stat sheet, but Jalen Ramsey, he did. But they beat the Colts. The Colts, Bucs, I think Tampa Bay is just a little bit better there. So I'm going to go with TB12 and Tampa, 28-21. And that's how I see this one shaking out.
All right, Cole, thank you. If you roll with the Bucs, a winning $50 bet means you're going to collect more than $92. You can place that bet right now on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Again, that promo code MOREWAYS1000. Now to another big NFC matchup, the 1-1 Packers at the 2-0 49ers. Big bright spot here for San Francisco. Deebo Samuel, we heard Ed talking about him last week in those next-gen stats. The wide receiver leads the NFL in yards, tied for second with 15 receptions. And you look at the other side here, the Packers. We saw them pull away in that second half on Monday Night Football to beat the Lions. Aaron Rodgers afterwards saying, quote, "It was nice to get those trolls off our back for at least a week." Candid comments from the quarterback, no surprise there. More comments now from another quarterback, Brett Favre, telling us what makes Rodgers so good year after year. Brett?
He's got great arm strength. He's got tremendous accuracy. But I think most importantly, two things. His playmaking ability, meaning you draw a play up and it ends up totally the opposite of the way it's drawn up. He gets flushed out of the pocket, he scrambles around, and he can make a throw from any position, regardless of where his body is contorted off the ground, moving to the left, throwing to the right, moving to the right, throwing to the left. I think he can do it, make all the throws and plays. But also his football IQ is off the charts. You're not going to really outsmart him. You know, you can draw up a different scheme, but he's going to figure it out.
And we've seen that playmaking ability now for 16 seasons. Pony, Rodgers and the Packers getting 3 on the road there in San Francisco. How do you feel about that line?
Well, first of all, on behalf of the More Ways to Win family, I want to thank Brett Favre for getting dressed up for today's show. Had me wondering if he was wearing maybe a pair of Wrangler jeans underneath that T-shirt, Dave. I know you might have a couple of those in your closet somewhere. No, look, I like the 49ers. They're 2-0, both road victories. These two teams played the Lions. San Francisco took their foot off the gas and had a 4-touchdown lead that they kind of gave away. The Packers, on the other hand, took advantage of Jared Goff fumbles, and it made the victory look more one-sided than it really was. San Francisco will run the ball like crazy on the Packers. It'll keep Rodgers on the sideline, and San Francisco covers.
Well, this is a primetime game, and Aaron Rodgers loves that. We saw what he did in that Thursday night game, or the Monday night game, and we know what he's going to do here. They're 7-0-1 against the spread in their last 8 regular season primetime games. What I liked about what I saw in week 2 from the Packers was the way that they were bringing Aaron Jones into the pass game. Short passes to the left-hand side were resulting in touchdowns. What's happened with the San Francisco defense? They've given up 3 passing touchdowns this year. They've all been short left passes. I think they can expose that left side of the field and get into the end zone multiple times. I think the Packers are the right play here.
Can't dispute those numbers, 7-0-1. Thank you, Dave. Let's get more numbers here. Time now to dig in deep into these NFL's next-gen stats, my favorite segment of the show. The NFL analyzes the location, speed, and acceleration of every player on every play, then uses that information to determine various data sets here. It's called next-gen stats. We're using that information to bet this game. So, Ed, you're our analytics guy. Give us a next-gen stat that you're using to pick this Packers-Niners game. What you got?
Well, Monday night was a get-right game for Aaron Rodgers, as we can see on his pass chart. Green dots are completions, white dots are incompletions. You don't see many of those. Rodgers beat the Lions with quick, short passes on throws that took fewer than 2.5 seconds. Rodgers was 14 of 15 for 127 yards and 3 touchdowns, and nearly all of those yards came after the catch. So far, quarterbacks have been throwing shallower against this 49ers defense, so Rodgers may be able to exploit that matchup. So give me the Packers money line moneymaker. I don't know where I've heard this phrase before, but it sounds catchy.
So I'm talking about, I'm going to make some money on that once I finally coin that phrase. Awesome, Ed. Thank you. Next level info from Next Gen Stats. If you want to tail Ed, great. Wager on the Packers plus the points. A winning $50 bet means you're going to collect more than $93. It's the FanDuel Sportsbook app. And a reminder, you can make your first bet on the app risk-free. Just sign up for your new FanDuel Sportsbook account using the promo code MOREWAYS1000. It's on your screen all show long. You're going to get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. Again, that promo code MOREWAYS1000. Let's get the people what they want now. That's why we are here. Daily fantasy and a chance to win millions in prizes for free. Yes, FanDuel's hooking it up for you for free. Just head to FanDuel.com, sign up for the weekly free contest, play free each week. See what we did there? Just sign up, set your roster, play, and win. Of course, our job here on More Ways to Win is to help you score points, give you more ways to win. So we're hooking you up with the best value plays for your lineup here. FanDuel Editor-in-Chief JJ Zacharyson in-house with us with his best values here for Week 3. Hey, JJ.
Hey Lisa, as I say every single week, volume is king in fantasy football, and Saquon Barkley, even though he hasn't produced to start the season, he should see volume here in Week 3. You know, last week, he saw 76% of New York's running back rushes. He had a 9.4% target share. There's nothing wrong with that. And even though the Giants have eased Saquon back into things, he's still top 15 in the league in snap share among all running backs. Now the Giants get a beatable Falcons defense where the offense should be able to move the ball better and create those scoring opportunities for Saquon. So I don't think he should be this cheap. He's only $6,000. He should probably be closer to $7,000. So he's a pretty good value. I also like Mike Williams this week. Williams is just one of 9 wide receivers who's seen a 25% target share in each of his first 2 games this season. He's currently out-targeting teammate Keenan Allen. Now he gets a Chiefs defense in a game with a massive over-under where the Chargers could be forced to pass a lot, which means more volume going Mike Williams' way. He also should be more expensive than $6,000. And then finally, there's A.J. Brown. He's gotten off to a pretty slow start this season, but he does have a 23% target share. He's seen about a 23% share in each of the first 2 games for the Titans. The Titans offense got a little bit better last week. They looked a little bit better. On the season, they have 5 touchdowns in total. 4 of those touchdowns have been rushing touchdowns, with 1 just being a passing touchdown. That should regress. We generally see that number regress. It's not going to keep up at that same pace, which is good news for A.J. Brown. We know that he's a big play waiting to happen. I think he's a good bet in Week 3.
Awesome stuff, JJ, as always. And there you have it. Go to FanDuel.com, sign up for free DFS competitions right now and each week of the NFL season. Use JJ's information for a chance to win millions in prizes. And, of course, follow our guru at Late Round QB on Twitter and Instagram. And, of course, there are more fun fantasy contests right now on FanDuel.com. Make sure to sign up for the Callaway Ryder Cup Eagle Contest Series. Tons of fun, and you can enter 3 DFS contests and play all weekend long, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All you have to do is draft a team of 5 golfers playing in this weekend's Ryder Cup tournament. Fans who have the highest scoring lineup each day will win their share of over $100,000 in cash prizes. And it gets better. There's a Team Callaway bonus for the Friday competition for the top 5 finishers of the contest who roster either John Rahm or Xander Schauffele will split an additional $20,000 bonus cash prize. So make sure to log on to FanDuel.com, sign up for the Callaway Ryder Cup Eagle Contest Series. And there's still more, not just DFS. Now you can also play in the free Callaway Golf Pick'em contest. Just answer 7 questions on countries and Callaway-sponsored players throughout the tournament. Fans who answer the most questions correctly will earn the chance to win $20,000 in prizes. I know, feels like your best round yet. I get it. Just head to FanDuel.com to enter the Ryder Cup contest this weekend, courtesy of Callaway. The Callaway Golf Pick'em contest and the Callaway Ryder Cup Eagle Contest Series with the Team Callaway bonus cash to win those cash prizes. Have fun and good luck. And we continue on here on More Ways to Win. Get back to our game previews now and make some quick picks on some more games this weekend. The Bills saw them bounce back in a big way from their Week 1 home loss, shutting out the Dolphins 35-0. Looked every bit of that Super Bowl contender they've been built up to be. More on that. As for Washington, quarterback Tyler Heineke earned his first career NFL win as a starter last week. Saw him drive the team down the field to set up that game-winning kick as time expired. Dave, coming to you to bet this game for us. 2 very different wins for these 2 very different teams. Let's say that up front. Washington getting 7 points in this game. Who do you like here?
Well, that was a very much expected win for me, Buffalo against Miami. There are certain teams that Buffalo match up very well against, and the Dolphins is one of them. They beat them 6 times in a row now. Another team they match up well against is Washington. They're 7-1 against the spread the last 8 times against Washington, including the most recent win, 24-9 back in 2019. In that game, Devin Singletary went for 95 yards, had a touchdown. I see the same thing here. Bills are going to take care of business at home against a team that they typically dominate. Give me Buffalo to cover.
All right, 7, not enough for you, Dave. Now to the AFC North here. The Bengals travel to Pittsburgh to face the Steelers. Both teams 1-1 coming off a Week 2 loss. Bengals lost in Chicago. Steelers lost at home against the Raiders. Pittsburgh, a 3-point home favorite against the Bengals. Pony, you're in Pittsburgh. You know I follow you on Twitter, so I know you have a lot to say about these Steelers. Can they cover that number, Pony?
Well, then that means you saw me funnel a beer before their last game against the Raiders. I probably needed a few more based on how that game went, Lisa. I like the Steelers here. You know, Joe Burrow has never won a road game in the NFL. He's still winless away from Cincinnati, and I don't think it starts here with a putrid offensive line. And we saw that Steelers defensive front wreak havoc against the Bills offensive line. I think the Steelers cover the 3 easily.
Steelers fans, give the points, give them all. Another AFC North team. Let's get to these Cleveland Browns. They're hosting the Chicago Bears this week. Both teams 1-1 coming off home wins. A Bears rookie quarterback, Justin Fields, will make his first career NFL start after Andy Dalton suffered that knee injury last week. Much more to play out here with that quarterback situation in Chicago. Chicago getting 7 points in this one. Cole, you're in Chicago where, if you remember, the Bears traded up 9 spots to draft Fields at 11 overall. Future looks to be now. And then Matt Nagy comes back and says, hold up, because when Dalton is healthy, he'll be back. We look here at Week 3 and we take body of work. We look at that here from what we'll get from Justin Fields in his debut. What do you think? Who wins this matchup and by how many points?
Well, apparently Andy Dalton not fully healthy, because we do know the new quarterback, one in Chicago, will be Justin Soldier Fields. That's good news. Also good news was that the Bears, they leaned on their defense and the home crowd last week. They're #1, tied with the New Orleans Saints when it comes to big plays. And for Justin Fields to go out there and get this David Montgomery offense really going, that's what they're looking for. Now, Sean Desai and that defense, they need to contain Baker Mayfield on the play action in weeks 1 and 2. Flawless, 14 of 14. So containing him, it'll be easier said than done. But I think the Bears, they have it in their back pocket. 21-17, the Bears, and they roll in Cleveland.
Great stuff, Cole. Ed, you used Next Gen Stats to pick the Packers-Niners game earlier in the show. Now I want to come back to you for you to give us 3 bets based on that next level, Next Gen data that you think are good value right now on the FanDuel Sportsbook app for Week 3. I like to say the board is open. Where are you taking us, Ed?
Lisa, let's start with the Titans. They were trailing by 15 at halftime to the Seahawks, and normally you'd have to pass more in that situation, but not if you're the Titans. You just hand it off to Derrick Henry, and the plan worked. Here's his carry chart from that game. Yellow lines are short gains, green lines are bigger gains and touchdowns, and yeah, he ran a lot. Next Gen Stats is a stat called rushing yards over expected, based upon how close defenders are, speed, direction of other players, etc. While Henry had 88 rushing yards over expected, most of anyone in Week 2. You might think, well, Seattle just needed to stack the box more. Well, they did. Henry faced 8 or more defenders near the line of scrimmage more than half the time, and it didn't matter. He had 5.2 yards per carry. Even if Henry has a quieter game this go-round, the Titans' passing attack has a favorable matchup against the Colts, so I've got Tennessee covering in that one. Now, Derrick Henry, most rushing yards over expected, but in second place in Week 2 was Lamar Jackson. Here's the Ravens quarterback's carry chart. Jackson strikes a good balance between big gains both between the hash marks and runs to the sidelines. He amassed 72 rushing yards over expected with a rushing success rate of 68.8%, meaning nearly 70% of the time when he took off, his team became likelier to move the chains or score. Overall contribution was 6.7 yards per carry, including the game winner. It might seem like a suspicious line of 7.5 against the winless Lions, but I'm going to bite. I say my Super Bowl pick will roll. Now, after monster season opener, Jameis Winston had a rough Week 2 against the Panthers. Here's his pass chart. Green dots completions, not many of those. White dots incompletions, too many of those. And those 2 interceptions, the red ones deep down there, they're more out of desperation than, say, a mistake per se. His completion percentage over expected for the day was negative 13.9%, the worst of any starter in week 2. He did face some pressure. Carolina sent an extra defender more than 30% of the time. But that rate is in the middle of the pack, and it's hard to say if the Saints are wearing down because of all the travel or if Carolina knew how to dial up the right amount of pressure. New England should actually be an easier test for Winston, so I'm going to take the Saints to cover in that one.
Great stuff, Ed. You know how much I love those next-gen stats. Awesome by you. Take that information now. Use it to place your bets on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You can place a wager on the bets that Ed just talked about. Or, hey, just keep scrolling. Hundreds of others available for you right now. Again, FanDuel Sportsbook app. And for new users, plug in that promo code MOREWAYS1000. Let's bring it home here to the Meadowlands now. The Giants set to host the Falcons across the parking lot from where I'm standing right now here in the FanDuel Sportsbook. Both teams looking for their first win of the season last week. Giants fans were sitting there going, Daniel Jones looks like an absolute ball player. Yes, this is what we've been waiting for. This week, the Giants are 3-point home favorites in this matchup. Pony, coming to you first for your pick here. Who do you like in this matchup with the Falcons in town?
I like Atlanta. The final score of that Falcons-Bucks game last week was so misleading because of 2 late pick sixes. In all honesty, actually, the Falcons outgained Tom Brady with all those weapons in Tampa Bay. They had more total yards. So now they're getting 3 points against a Giants team that can't get Saquon Barkley going. I'm going to take Atlanta.
I'm going to take the Giants. Here's why. Matt Ryan's 1-3 against the spread at MetLife, whether it be against the Jets or the Giants over his career, averaging 1 touchdown. But Ed's not the only one that has access to the next-gen stats. I looked this up, Pony. They track the win percentage probability of a team throughout the game. The Giants have been competitive. They were an 80% chance of winning late into the fourth quarter last week. Atlanta, in the fourth quarter, despite you saying that they outgained, their win percentage in either of their games in the fourth quarter, the maximum has been 17%. So you have a non-competitive Atlanta Falcons against a team that's actually been competitive in the Giants. I'll take New York.
And, of course, J.J. Zacharyson said also plug Saquon Barkley into your lineup. He is a great DFS play for this week. And I like to say placing bets on your phone or computer is easy. We all do it, yes. But you can get the full FanDuel experience if you get yourself right here to the FanDuel Sportsbook at the Meadowlands. Doors are open for all the games this weekend and every day of the week. The FanDuel Sportsbook at the Meadowlands, located right across the parking lot from MetLife Stadium, features dozens of TVs, table service, food and drinks, of course, live sports betting on all your favorite teams and players. I just want to make note, this video was taken pre-COVID, so no one in this video is wearing masks. Here at the FanDuel Sportsbook, we adhere and follow all protocol for New Jersey, which means when you come, you have to wear a mask. We also require the 6 feet of social distancing. So bring your masks, bring your friends. Have a great time. Come eat, drink, and bet on your favorite sports teams and players. Check it all out right now, the FanDuel Sportsbook at the Meadowlands. And we move on here on More Ways to Win to the 0-2 Jets and rookie quarterback number 2 overall pick, Zach Wilson, coming off a very tough home debut, threw 4 interceptions, including 2 on his first 2 passes of that loss to the Patriots. Conversely, the Broncos got it done with their defense. They got the win 23-13 over the Jags last week while holding number 1 overall pick Trevor Lawrence to just 118 yards passing. Jets are getting points this week. A lot of them, 10.5. This is the biggest number of the week. Ed, do you like the Jets and the points in this spot?
I don't. The Jets need more points for me to feel comfortable. And, Pony, I hope you're going to change your tune about Teddy Bridgewater, because in this situation, he is the real deal through 2 weeks of this season. In terms of his completion percentage over expected, he's at 11.5%. That's second best among all quarterbacks in football. And he's doing it in part by running a lot. His run frequency is greater than 21%. That's third highest in football, and that's actually a good thing. He's not running for his life. These are designed runs. His rollout frequency, getting out of the pocket, firing, completing a pass, that's at 14.7% of all of his plays. That's second highest in football. Teddy Bridgewater is bringing a lot of dynamic playmaking to this Broncos offense, and I expect that to continue against the Jets.
Ed, you're falling for something that statisticians always warn against: recency bias and small sample size. You think Teddy Bridgewater is really the second or third best quarterback in the NFL? No way. He's going to come back down to earth. I don't see Bridgewater covering a double-digit spread against Alabama, let alone the Jets. I'm going to take New York.
Take those points, a lot of them, 10.5 points on that line. Thanks, guys. Let's check back in with our NFL analyst, Cole, right now. Give some underdogs a little love, Cole. Got to give you some love first, though. You have the Cowboys and Raiders both pulling road upsets, winning out right there in week 2. Yes, fist bump. You nailed both of those picks. Virtual fist bump for that. Give us 2 more teams who are on upset alert here in week 3.
Well, first things first, New Orleans out east taking on those Patriots. I'm going to have to go with the Saints because they're tied with the Bears when it comes to that #1 big play defense, and that's what they're looking to do. They're looking to make plays and neutralize Mac Jones. Still 0 picks, so it's going to be a battle, a close one, 21-20. I see the Saints coming out on top of this one, and anytime the Falcons and G-Men square off, I'm just going to have to go with Matt Ryan just because we know that the Giants say they have an affinity for giving the ball away, even though this year Daniel Jones has minimized that just a little bit. 28-14, the Dirty Birds, and they're going to be dancing in this one, Lisa.
Cole, I was actually sitting here writing down these picks because I need to make sure to float those out. Thank you so much for my plus money. Go ahead and tail Cole's upset picks, or hey, make any other bet on the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. Risk-free up to $1,000. All you got to do, sign up for that FanDuel Sportsbook account. New users, risk-free bet up to $1,000 just by using that promo code MOREWAYS1000. Of course, our experts are giving you their risk-free bet of the week here. There it is. Bet the NFL right there on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Your first bet risk-free with that promo code. Dave and Ed, shout out to you guys. Dave, you picked a money line parlay on the Bills and Ravens that hit in week 2. $1,000 risk-free bet paid out more than $4,200. Hope a lot of people were listening to you last week. Ed, you had the Seahawks and Titans alternate total. They're at 58.5. Your risk-free $1,000 bet paid out $2,600. So thank you both. Let's do it all again this week. Dave, where's your money going?
Very similar to last week. It's going to pay almost exactly the same. $1,000 gets you back just over $4,200. 2 baby dogs at home. The Rams, a very slight underdog. And then the Minnesota Vikings. Ed pointed out earlier how Seahawks can't stop the run. What is Mike Zimmer going to do? He's going to pound Dalvin Cook, and they're going to win that game on the ground. So Rams and Vikings both have to win outright.
Give me an alternate spread in this Rams-Buccaneers game. I like the Rams -5.5. I still want to have that 6 just in case this game goes into overtime, which is a possible path here. But look, the Buccaneers defense gives up more yards after the catch by receivers than anyone else in the NFL. And yes, Cooper Kupp's a phenomenal playmaker, but the Rams have other good receivers who can play in space. $1,000 risk-free bet gets me $2,800.
I'm going to buck the trend. I'm going to go with 3 favorites. Underdogs have been so good in the first 2 weeks. This is the first time, Lisa, we've waited this long to talk your Chiefs on a show. I'm going to take Kansas City, Pittsburgh, and Tennessee, all favorites, put them together in a 3-team parlay. You're going to collect almost $7,000.
Yes, I am. And by the way, that just tells you I didn't stack this show, right? Hey, gamblers, make sure to sign up for a FanDuel Sportsbook account right now to place your bet. And remember, use the promo code MOREWAYS1000 to get your risk-free bet up to $1,000. It's easy, it's legal, it's live. Take your winnings if you hit, get your money back. It's site credit if you do not. It's the best mulligan in the business. All right, time now to give away $3,000. Soccer fans are going to absolutely crush this. FanDuel has partnered with Captain Morgan to bring you a fun and free weekly Major League Soccer contest where you can win a share of $3,000 just for making some MLS predictions. Here's how it works. The Captain Morgan Soccer Pick'em Contest. Just answer 10 questions based on Saturday's soccer matchups. You'll get points for each correct prediction you make. Get the highest number of questions right, you'll win a share of the $3,000 prize pool. It's as easy as that. To enter, all you have to do is go to the website right here on your screen, FanDuel.com/free game/Captain Morgan. Again, that's FanDuel.com/free-game/Captain Morgan. And the best part, this free contest is going down every single week. So be sure to log on and make your Saturday predictions throughout the NMLS season. That's FanDuel.com/free-game/Captain Morgan to enter the Captain Morgan Soccer Pick'em contest. Answer 10 questions for a shot at winning a share of the $3,000 prize pool. The Captain Morgan Soccer Pick'em contest going down each and every week of the MLS season, and it is free. You must be 21 years or older to sign up. Have fun and good luck. And we roll on here on More Ways to Win. This is not just a football show. No. We're bringing you news from the track as well. The Breeders' Cup World Championships returns to November, where the turf meets the surf in LAMAR, California. The world's best thoroughbred racehorses will compete for championship honors and more than $31 million in prize money. It's all happening Friday, November 5th and Saturday, November 6th. Tickets are available right now, breederscup.com. And for those of you who cannot make it to the track, you can watch all 14 championship races on NBC Sports or TVG. TVG, not only your place to bet the Breeders' Cup, but you can bet every race every day right now by downloading the TVG mobile app. And that'll do it for us. Happy week 3, everybody. From game picks to best bets and DFS, we absolutely covered it all, just like we do right here every single week. Check out all those bets on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Use the promo code MOREWAYS1000. Enjoy the games, and we'll see you right back here next week.
After an unprecedented year apart, the time has finally come to say, welcome back to the prestige and excitement of witnessing history firsthand. This November, beautiful LAMAR will welcome back the world's best thoroughbreds, the brightest stars and most passionate fans to the Breeders' Cup. One experience that's a breed apart. Tickets on sale now at breederscup.com.